Hello everyone, and welcome back to my new Let's Look at Columnae, a past under construction. Now Columnae is a point-and-click adventure game. It is very text-heavy. If you don't like reading, that's probably not good. As far as I can see so far in the demo, there is no voice acting. I'm not going to try and tell you if there's going to be voice acting in the final thing. That's for the developers and the creators to know. I don't. What I can tell you about Columnae is that this game is hilarious, in a good way. It's not just hilarious. It does have a very good story to it from what little I can see in the demo, but it's not afraid to go out on a limb and make you chuckle to yourself, which is always good in a point-click adventure. So many of them tend to be a little more serious and just no nonsense. This one has some references. It has some funny dialogue to be had. For example, I'm going to try and, get this. This is not going to work, by the way. I'm not very good with the ladies. Except the ones with free grog. Yeah, she's not in the mood to joke. Sadly, not everyone is always in the mood to be joking with you. But, Steve. Steve. Your ex-colleague. A simple guy. They took our jobs. Yes, I'm not doing that. They took our jobs. Okay, I just did it. But anyway. I'm not going to keep doing that. Yeah, they took your job too, don't you know? Ah, yes. Now we get to talk to the simple Steve. Now, the thing is, in this game, the protagonist does have his own set of personality quirks I believe you cannot change, but I believe through dialogue with other characters, you can kind of shape the way your protagonist thinks and his ideologies on certain, things. As far as I know, they're trying to feature some sort of retroactive, time system. I'm not sure the different things on this, but the thing is, you can affect a lot of different things with your actions and your dialogue, for things you probably didn't imagine they might affect. And from what I understand, they're going to try and make this game with 8 endings. That's a lot of endings. So if you're worried about that's going to be the same every time through, in theory, from a little I understood and what I've read through the Kickstarter page, it won't happen. Or if it does, you apparently did the same thing over and over again. Now, as for the puzzles, you might be thinking, Barak, I've played some of these kind of games. The puzzles are kind of weird. You have to rack your brain. You have to put a rubber chicken on a pulley and things like that. Is it gonna be like that? Not really. There is one puzzle in the demo that's a little bit off the wall, but not that bad. It's actually kind of off the wall in a non-off the wall kind of way, which doesn't make any sense when I say it out loud, but we'll get to that in probably about 15 minutes or so, maybe a little less. But you might be thinking, well, that whole thing about where you can determine your character's personality seems kind of fun. What's that going to be like? I don't know, but I'm just going to show you a neat little thing at the bar here, because the bar is one of the funnier places in the demo. And if you don't like the music here, don't worry. You'll get a chance to tell the bartender exactly what you think about the music. If you like it, if you don't like it, you'll get to tell him, don't you worry. In no uncertain terms, too, because I told him what I thought about the music here. Personally, I hate this music. So yes, as you might well imagine, part of your thing is to get that bottle of sugar bites, or that thing of sugar bites in there, to give to Steve so he can give to his daughter who never learned a basic food, schedule. And lest we forget the guy who's the lone patron in the bar, who, when you first see him, you probably think, oh boy, he's probably an alcoholic. Now, whether that's a fair assumption or not, I'm not going to judge you, but that's probably your first thought when you see the man. Of course, when he spins the story about the single, the empty glass rule, yeah, kindness might start thinking a little bit more in that direction. But the important thing is, are you going to call him out on it? As you might have noticed, you had the opportunity to say, you're an alcoholic. Just right to his face. But I personally think a knife would be more useful to have than a spoon. Because you know what they say, there is no spoon. Oh wait, that was in the Matrix. Pretty sure this is not the Matrix. And by the way, if you're wondering, why is, there a half-mechanical apparatus on our character? I don't know yet. They never really explained that in the demo that I found. Maybe there are, maybe I didn't find enough in the demo. Like you see the smoke coming out of our shoulder pad thingies, I don't know what that is. So yes, you can be a very big jerk-off and just call people out on everything you see. Now whether he'll actually do it or not, because sometimes you'll click a dialogue box and like, that's just completely off the wall, and he'll just say something else. Like he didn't really want to say that. I don't know if he'll say everything you tell him to say. But, like this. I have never heard anything so stupid in my life. I have... Brilliant! Yes. So, I mean, you really want to say that, but in real life you probably wouldn't say it either, so I'm guessing they're just, like, imitating that. And yes, he has something that you want, so you gotta figure out a way to let him give you that spoon. Because you really need that spoon. Why? I don't really remember why you want that spoon. Come to think of it, I don't think you ever use it. I don't think you do. Oh, excuse me. Firstly, this is not a bar. It's the most wretched hive of scum and villainy. No, I decided to forego the Star Wars reference. I just thought I'd be a complete jerk and just say, oh, it's not a bar, it's a tavern then. Just see if I could confuse him. It didn't work. And then we get to have huge philosophical discussions about, well, I'm not gonna read all that. And, yeah. There's a lot of lore if you actually sit and read all this. It is actually really fulfilling to sit and learn a little bit more about Columnae. Because by the end of this demo, you will want to play the whole game. I want to know what in the world's going on here. I knew a little bit about a worker, like a worker strike. I knew a bit about going back to the surface. Some people want to go back to the surface. Some people want to go up to Deus. And then right now they just seem kind of stuck in a purgatory-like state. But isn't that illegal? Yes, it is. And now we get into a little bit of intrigue. Mr. Tywinson. Ah, yes. Did he fire all the workers for a just reason, or is he doing it for other reasons? Possibly a bit malevolence. So are you going to be an apologist? He had no choice in the matter? Or are you going to fight the man? Could you please change that song? No. And now we get into my favorite conversation in the whole demo. I think this is that conversation. I dislike the song. I hate the song. Well, I tell you what, that's what I think about that song. And then you get to choose just why you hate that song. The lyrics are stupid. No, seriously, they're going to keep going about, like, what do you hate about it? And I'm imagining all these different responses add up over time to help shape your character's personality. I don't know, maybe I'm being romantic and just, like, optimistic here, but I like to think that the creators did something like that. We're gonna skip forward a little bit here because I just went on a big... You can talk to that guy down there so much longer. If you want to see all the dialogue, I'm gonna give you where you can download the demo, this exact demo, so you can experience it, yourself. But for now, we're going to go forward a little bit, explore a little bit more. And obviously, if you don't want to know the solutions to the puzzles, I would recommend quit watching, because I'm going to be trying figuring them out. First, I thought, well, there's nothing going through there. Maybe if I, like, clog it up with the... no. Maybe if I can, like, use the chewed up gum to, like, block the flow of the thing, it'll work again. Oh, no. But the theory was sound, in theory. Except there was nothing, you know... going through it, so putting a thing of chewing gum really made no sense. But I did think it made sense, even though it didn't. Anyway, I don't think there's anything to the right. No, we're going up, because this is like the farthest you can go up without going into Deus or something like that. If you try and go up further, they won't let you in the demo. So this is Mr. Tywinson's secretary's office, or personal assistant, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be politically insensitive here. Assistant, you know. Hey, you know, powerful people need assistants. You know, you gotta delegate some of those important tasks. You know, you can't spend all day doing all the little piddly stuff. You gotta delegate that. It's full of non-incriminating documents. Let's not dig around in the garbage any more than we have to. Now, I doubt that in the demo there's a time limit, but I think it would be neat in the main game if there's like a time limit here where you had to just find whatever you had to find. And if you didn't, well, he came out and kicked you out. I don't think it's going to happen, but it'd be a neat little thing. It'd be annoying, too, don't get me wrong, but... maybe a little bit of a consequence system. If he finds you up here, he gets ticked at you, you know, and then makes it harder to win him over later. I don't know. I like thinking about things like this. So now that we've gotten the rum that he's looking for, or whatever that's technically qualified as, I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention. He doesn't drink it straight, I don't think, however. No, rum, Deus rum, right. And from here, the puzzle solutions are rather easy, as long as you actually pay attention here. If you pay attention here, it's easy. If you don't, pay attention to where that landed, because if you didn't, you'll forget it like I did. And then, you're kind of just screwed. So if you give him this, he gives you the spoon, because we need that spoon. I still, for no reason, can I remember why we want the spoon. I don't think the spoon has any pertinent relevance to the plot at all, but we want that spoon. We're going to have it. Because this is an adventure game. By the way, you can pick up that bottle cap he just, like, left. And you should really do that. Now, as you might have saw, that machine in there requires a coin. We don't have a coin. We have 2 bottle caps, which we only have 1. We should have 2. We should have picked up the 1. You can see how the thing's going now. We have 2 bottle caps, a piece of gum. You can see where we're going, hopefully. You put them together, you make a coin, there you go. That's about the hardest puzzle there is. It's not really all that difficult. It actually felt rather clever when you found it out the first time. I'm just telling you what the thing is now, I guess. Ah, you used to do that hammer press upstairs, right? Yep. I love this conversation as well. This is another one of my favorites. So that could still be operational then? Yes. Well, is there some sort of quest to retrieve this key, Steve? And you have it, right? Yeah. Give me the key, Steve! See, I don't ask for favors with Steve. See, this Steve person kind of... You gotta really just tell him what you want, but otherwise he'll just go on about how his wife's gonna leave him or some emotional crap no one wants to listen to, so you just gotta tell him what you want. And it worked too, see? We got it. Okay, now, as you might be able to tell, we're not supposed to be putting that in there, but it does now work. Which it didn't work before. If you tried to click it, it just kind of sat there. So, why am I doing like a playthrough, like a walkthrough of like the demo? I don't know, but we're doing it. I guess in case people have trouble with the demo, I don't know what in the world. I guess I'm mainly doing this for the exposure and showing what the game plays like, because I was still trying to figure out what I was supposed to do here. All right, so if you're wondering like why are you just kind of like walking around, I didn't know what I was doing. All right, but don't worry, we get it done pretty quickly. Like, I figure out pretty quickly after this. Anyway, after this, I believe we're supposed to go back down into the bar, because somebody didn't pick up the frickin' thing down there. Apparently I didn't figure that out yet. Let me skip forward a little bit here. Mainly just so I don't waste, 5 minutes of your life. I'm gonna try and not do that. So now we're back in the bar, and I finally figured out I think I might want to go pick up that thing I didn't pick up, and I realized, oh yeah, I can do that. I was starting to put it together. Alright, I'm a little slow in puzzles sometimes. You gonna sit there and tell me you're always hands like on point with puzzles, always? If you said yes, I think you may be lying. That was not what I wanted to do at all. But apparently you can do that. Boy, by George, he's got it! But we have to flatten it first. And you see the puzzle, and there we go. So, as you see, the puzzles are not that bad. They do make you feel rather clever when you do them, even if they're not really all that difficult, because it seems, it seems plausible that's how you'd have to solve it, right? Oh sure, it would probably never actually work, it's video game logic, but putting 2 bottle caps glued together with gum... As a kid, you can't tell me you never thought about that. Like, you wanted that bubble gum in the little, like, thing they have outside the convenience store, but you didn't have a coin, but you had 2 bottle caps and a piece of gum. Maybe I just, like, weird when I was a kid, I had 2 bottle caps in my pocket. I don't know. I thought about that. In this game, it gives you the opportunity to use that kind of problem solving in your everyday life in Columnae. And in the end of the day, that's what it's about, fun, right? So now that we're going to be contributing to childhood obesity on Columnae, or at least what I can only assume is going to lead to childhood obesity, is something called sugar bites, or sugabites. I call it sugabites because it sounds better. That's the ingredients. And allergens, yes. In other words, I could not eat that, because I would probably die of an allergic reaction. I would not live very long in Columnae, because I have horrific allergies. So let's go give Steve, his kid's food. Why are we feeding Steve's kid? I don't remember, but we're apparently... Oh, alright, we're getting that government job thing you want to know about. Now we got ourselves a flyer. Yep, that's me. And I like the way they did the end of the demo. Yeah, I hate takes heavy. Yep, good thing this demo is only this long. Yep, that's it. This is the end of the demo. I'm not joking. This is really it. You can go around clicking some more if you really want. But that's about it. I'm sorry if I just kind of yammered on about nothing this whole time, but really I was trying to come up with things to say. But all in all, I'll put all the links in the description below if you want to play this or check it out on your own. And I look forward to seeing Columnae, a past under construction. So hopefully I shall see you guys next time. If you'd like to help support the channel, you might wish to like or even subscribe. Farewell everyone, until next time.